right, it's recording, so let's go. So let's look at our first pair, which is going to be, let's go to gold. Let me see. Let's start from gold. Who trades gold here? Who here trades gold? All right, so a couple of you guys trade gold. I'm going to start trading gold this week. All right, so basically, if you see this one, you'll see the first teacup on gold right here. This was a nice setup. Oh, let me change the color. Who here is on a webinar for the first time and does not know exactly what a teacup is? Okay, so we got a couple of, oh. All right, so we got some people. All right, so basically I'm gonna go over what the teacup strategy, what it is and how it forms. All right, so there's a lot of people here for the first time. All right, cool. So basically, let me erase this. All right, so you see the first arrow that I have here, right? This resistance line will be your cup. Let me write this down for you guys. This resistance line at 1353.78 will be your cup. This resistance line will actually be your cup. 1353.78 will be your cup. Now this will be the beginning of the handle. Where I have my arrow here at the bearish candlestick, this will be the beginning of the handle. Now, I'm gonna draw it. When it comes back around, it doesn't have to form a perfect U. It's just when it comes back around, as you can see, the bullish candle is usually signifies the ending of the handle. So this is the beginning of the handle. There's the beginning of the handle right here. This will be the ending of the handle. And then you get your drop. Beginning of the handle comes around, forms a U, ending of the handle, there goes your drop. You know, I think I need to put some time. So quiet in here, guys. Give me 1 second. 30 pips. I'll put the stop loss, 30 pips always. So again, this resistance line is the cup, right? This will be your cup. This is the handle right here. The beginning of the handle comes around, completes the handle right here, and there goes your drop. Now gold dropped after this teacup. 186 pips. Yeah, sometimes the beginning could be a green, but 95% of the time it's a bearish candle. The ending of the handle is a bullish candle that forms. So this went 186 pips. Always on 1 hour, 30 pip stop loss. Or can we do 15-minute time up? I see people do the 15-minute. I personally don't do it myself, but you know, again, to each his own. I like to do it off the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. So if you've been on my strategies, if you've been on my videos, I always tell people all the time, when it comes to teacups, the first two teacups you always take. The third one, you let it go, because usually the third one is going to break through the resistance zone and go shoot all the way up. So if you have a resistance level, which we call the cup, you could take two teacups. The first one that forms, then the second one that forms, the third one, never take it. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this right now. So this right here is the cup. So this resistance line will be a cup. 1348.24. Everybody sees that, right? Everybody sees this, right? Well, what just happened there? Cool. So you get your first teacup right here. There goes your first teacup. Comes around. Boom. You get your drop. Then this is your second teacup right here. This is your second teacup. So you actually had two teacups right here on gold. So you have two teacups. One here. This is your second one. You see how it comes around, forms a U, and it drops again. So this would have been your first drop right here. You would have got 44 pips. Your second drop was this long bearish candle. You actually would have got on this drop 104 pips. But notice how 1, 2, the third one, look what happened. So if you would have took this again over here, you would have lost. So there was two teacups at 1348.24. 1, 2, third one, you don't take. Never take the third teacup. You guys understand that, right? Never take the third teacup in the zone. First one, second one, third, there goes your buy. So the first two you take. So let me erase the second one. So your first teacup, which was right here, you would have got out of it 45 pips. You can, but I don't look for those buys. I just look for the two sells, and like that's it. That's all I need. You can play around with it and do a buy, but you know, to guarantee yourself pips, first and second one, and whatever you do after that, you know, it's on you. So the first teacup for my gold right here at 134.24 would have gave you 46 pips, which gold, that's a nice profit in gold. The second one, nah, not exactly. They just have to line up with the beginning of the handle right here. So this one was your second teacup. There you go. Boom. There goes the bearish candle. This could have been, yeah, this could have been, why is it doing this? My computer's working out. Yeah, actually this one was, yeah. Right here. You could have considered this a teacup too. So this one you got actually 3 out of it. You guys are getting better than me at this. You guys are better than me at this. So this right here could have been considered your first one. This could have been considered your first one if you wanted to. This would have gave you. That would have given you 30 pips. So you would have got your 30 pips here. So this one actually gave you 3. So the third one actually went your way. But again, I wouldn't have traded it. So I probably would have missed out on all these pips right here. But you got one here, second one here. This would have been your third one. This was actually your fourth one. So listen, sometimes you get lucky. The third one still drops. But I would say 90% of the time, the third teacup on a resistance line is a buy. Not understanding or seeing where, why those are cups. What zone, Reap? At what zone? At this zone at 1348.24? Okay. Well, like I was explaining before, you're new, right? This is your first time? Reap, this is your first time? Okay, cool. So basically, let me explain this to you. So basically what a teacup is, like I was explaining to you, right, is the handle. This is the handle. When it leaves the zone, which the zone is 1.1348.24. When it leaves the zone, right, it left the zone. This is the zone right here, right? It comes back, forms like a U, comes back around. And when it touches the zone, that's when you get the drop. Leaves the zone, comes back, completes the zone right here. This is where you get the drop. Zone forms like it's not gonna look like a perfect U, but it's gonna come back around to the zone. Beginning of the zone, comes back around to the zone right here, then you get your drop. Zone, comes back around like a U. If you look at a cup, it's like a U. That's why I call it a teacup. And then you get the drop right here. Just like up here. It left the zone, came around. It's not gonna look like a perfect U, but in your head, you're gonna draw the U in your head. And if you use TradingView, you can do it there. So here's the zone, right? The next time it comes back around and touches the zone, you're gonna get your drop, and there goes your drop. And you'll see this with multiple pairs. I'll put the YouTube link here, Reap, so you can see all the videos that I've done. On Friday, there was a nice teacup that people caught. My indicators don't help me predict nothing, honestly. It's just looking at the zone. We're gonna find some teacups that are forming, so you can understand how I look at it. But that's all in my videos. If you go to my YouTube video, that's all explained in my YouTube videos. I use the 4, and the 50 moving average for a different a strategy, but I don't use the indicators for my teacups. I do it weekly. That's it for the week. I do it for the week. That's it. The past week. See what's formed. But remember, once a teacup leaves the zone, right, for the third time, once a teacup leaves the zone for the third time and goes up and then comes back down, if I'm gonna show you an example right now. Hold on. So how you see how this one, right, left the zone right here. It left the zone right here and it went up, right? It went up. Right? Now, if it comes back down now and comes back to the zone, this is the beginning of a new one. This one is over with. It broke the zone. It broke the zone. So now let's say over here, right? You see that it's in a bearish trend. So if it comes back around to this zone, let's say it would have went like this. For example, let's say it would have did this. It didn't, but let's say what it did this. That's the beginning of a new teacup. This is old. It broke the zone already. So now when it comes back around, if it would have came back as it was on a bearish trend and it would have came back around and hit the zone, that's the beginning of a new teacup. This teacup don't count anymore because it already broke the zone. So this would be another one. This would be new ones right now. If it didn't break the zone, and it was forming teacups, after these, I wouldn't have taken it. But once it breaks the zone and now it comes back down, now I could start over a new teacup in the same zone. Because this zone, it already broke it. Now it made us move down. Now I could come back around and start new ones. It could have started new ones and I would have took this again. Yeah, so this is the zone right here, right? Now we got 3 teacups in the zone, right? So now it broke the zone over here. So now it formed a teacup up here, right? And you see the drop. So let's say, for example, it would have just did this. I would have took the teacups because it wouldn't have been the 4th teacup form. It would have been the first one on the new trend, because this is over with. These right here are over with. It already broke the zone. So now when it comes back around, if it forms again, that's the first teacup back on this new zone. Because look, went up, came down, went up, broke this zone again. So now what you think it's going to do? It's going to come back around and retest this zone right here. Form a teacup. It would have formed a teacup and retest the zone, and you would have got a drop. Or I would have done it again, then you would have got a big drop. That would have led you down here. It didn't happen, but if it did happen like that, you could take them. Yeah. Yeah, so basically when it breaks the zone and comes back down now you start it all over again in the same zone. This zone right here on this side of the chart is done with because it's already broken. Now if it comes back down, forms again, you can start taking it all over again. So this was Friday. So this was the zone right here on Friday, right? Notice the wick, right? I usually take 25 pips, but if you want to trail your stop loss, you know, go right ahead. So this was Friday. Came down. There goes your teacup. Zone, handle. If I actually did it even wide, sorry. I actually did it wide, sorry. So this is your zone right here. Came down. Boom, ending of the candle. Now I say 95% of the ending of the candle, of the handle, it's a bullish candlestick. But this time, because of this wick and the way it dropped, it looks bearish. But you see this teacup right here? How many pips is that? This was on Friday. Funny part is I was looking at this and I didn't even take it. I was going to call it, but since I don't really trade gold, I didn't want to call it. But I was going to call it, but I don't like to trade gold. But this would have been 47 pips right here. So this is a perfect example. Yeah, there could be small teacups within a big teacup. You see them all the time. But I'm going to show you something right now. Look, I'm going to give you an example of one forming, right? Pay attention. Pay attention because I'm going to show you one that's forming right now on this. So y'all see where gold is at right now. Let's put the resistance line right here. Y'all see where gold is at right? Does everybody see where gold is at right now? Right? So people want to know, how could I predict the next teacup? So for the people who've been on my webinars, they already see a teacup. They already know what's the next teacup. For the people who know, who've been on my web, what would be the next teacup form? Give me where would be the next teacup form. Exactly. Right here. People have been paying attention. Right? So basically, boom. Whenever it gets to the zone, there goes your next teacup. This will be your next teacup. Whenever it comes back to the zone, it will be, and it's going to come back to the zone. We already know. How many of us know it's coming back to the zone right here? Say yes if you know it's coming back to the zone. It's going to form a teacup and come back to the zone. If you agree with me. Exactly. So when people ask me, oh, how you get the teacup? Well, this is your next teacup is right here. That's your next teacup right here. And it makes sense because it's basically like 30 to 40 pips that's going to rise. So it has to start dropping at some point. So that's a 30, 40 pip rise to this zone right here. And there goes your next teacup. Ernest, you new? Are you new, Ernest? Because the market always comes back. The market always comes back to retest. The market always going to come back to retest a zone before it keeps dropping. Before it keeps dropping, it's going to come back and retest the zone. So what's the next zone it will retest? Would be that zone right there and form the teacup. Okay, I told this, Nick, every time it comes back to a zone for the first time, 99% of the time, when it comes back to that zone, it's going to drop. The only thing that could affect it is news. When it comes back to the zone for the first time, there's a 99% probability that it's going to drop. The only way this could shoot up if news comes out and affects it. That's the only thing that kills the first time it comes back around. So what's the first time? It left the zone for the first time, coming back around and touch it for the first time. First time it leaves the zone and comes back and touches it, 99% of the time it's going to drop your 25, 30 pips. The only thing that could affect this is news. See what I'm saying? So people know this. Look, for example, this zone right here came back around. First time it touched it, after coming back around, man, what is wrong with this damn computer today? First time it came back around and touched the zone, you got this big drop. Usually the first time it comes back around after leaving the zone, you're going to get 99% of the time it's going to drop unless news affects it. That's our kryptonite is news. That's it. Besides that, you're going to get your pips. Guaranteed you're going to get your pips. Left the zone. First time it came back around to touch the zone, there goes your drop. 99% of the time, this is gonna happen. So right here is the zone. Right here comes back. Whenever it touches the zone again, you're gonna get your drop. Boom. James, you could do that, but I don't do that. I just, again, I have a strategy and I stay to it. There's people that have done it. There's people that have done it in the group and been profitable, James. So listen, I'm not telling you what to do, but I know there was a girl this week. She's on my team. I forgot her name. She did it. She wrote up all the buys to my teacup calls that I made this week, and she made money. You could do that. I just stay disciplined though, because for example, James, for example, let's just say James. Let's just say James, for example, right? The reason why I don't buy this up and I don't buy always to my teacups when I call them. Let's just say this decides to do this. Hold on. Let's just say you guys can see the screen, right? You guys can see the screen and zoom in or zoom out, right? Okay, cool. Let's just say, for example, it does this. And it wants to do this. Right? We have our teacup here, but let's say it wants to do this. It wants to come down and then come up. Then what happens? You're losing all this right here. All this, you're losing. Because, again, we don't control the market. So I'll wait for it to come to my zone. Yeah, I'll show you the moving average in a bit. Don't worry about it, Kerwin. So that's why people ask me, oh, how come you don't buy going back to your zone if you know it's going to form a teacup? Well, because how about if it decides to do this and does a wide teacup on a downtrend, then come back to my zone? Then what? Then I'm going to lose out because I didn't stay disciplined. I lose out because it just dropped. You know? It will go drop 50 pips on me before it comes back to the zone, or 30 pips on me, or 20 pips on me. Stay disciplined. You know, people always ask me, yo, you could have made a lot of money if you would have took your buys running up to the teacup. Yeah, but how about if it takes a while to form that teacup and it feels like going down more before it comes back up? Then you upset. Then you in your feelings. Then you mad at me, blaming me for the teacup, and you ain't even wait for the teacup to form. You want to do something else that you think is my fault. Oh, that teacup don't work. Well, nobody told you to buy and write it up. I gave you the sell limit, wait for it to get there. Wait for this to come. You don't have to be greedy in trading, man. You don't really have to be greedy. So when people, now you know why. Yeah, I have a sell limit put in place there. I mean, when the market's open, I'll have a sell limit put in place. Y'all can put your sell limit there too if y'all want. And I'll put it in the group. But again, this is why I don't write it up, because you don't know what the market's gonna do. If this feels like going down another 20 pips before it comes all the way back up to my teacup, then what? You put a buy in, now you down 20 pips, now you upset because you got greedy instead of just waiting for it to come to you. Wait for the trade to come to you. Don't rush it. Wait for it. It's gonna come. Every teacup that I've called last week, besides two that never came up, but the rest, they came up to the zone. Whether it was 30 pips, 40 pips away, 25, whatever, they came back to the zone. Just wait for it to come. What if you do a pending buy order from 25 pips from the, now, money map, like I just explained, 99% of the time, when it leaves the zone like this and comes back and touches it for the first time, unless news affects it, you're gonna get this drop. So this is the zone. So when it comes back to touch the zone again, what you think is gonna happen unless news comes out? If news comes out, then you know it's fair game. But if news doesn't come out, what do you think is gonna happen when it touches the zone for the first time after it left it? It's gonna drop. So why would I put it buy? Don't reinvent the wheel. When you're trading, don't reinvent the wheel, because if you do that, you're gonna lose money. Stick to the script. I said this Friday. I think it was Saturday. Stick to the script. Stick to the plan. You know, I got the teacup group, and people are calling buys. People are calling other type of signals that has nothing to do with teacups. And I'm like, that's the reason why most people don't make money trading. because they don't just stick to one thing. If I made the group for teacups, it's only for teacups. It's not for call Head and Shoulders. It's not for that. It's for only teacups. I've never took a Head and Shoulders trade, but I guarantee you that I still every week withdraw $7,500 trading because I stick to my plan. I stick to my script and what I'm gonna do. When you try to take, and that's another thing for everybody who's in the teacup discussion group, I understand you guys want to make money. I understand. I was going to say this. I understand you guys want to make money. But you don't have to take every trade that's called in that group, because I call my calls on the signal group. But people will go in there and call calls, buy this, do that. And people just be so in a rush to make money that they'll take every trade that's given out. And that's when you lose money. The more you trade, the more you will lose. The less you trade, the better chance you have of being successful. Oh, my goals for each day. My goals is 50 pips, $3 lot. So 50 pips on a $3 lot is $1,500 a day. That's my goal every day. And I've been able to do that for the last year now, every day. So when you guys are in this group and you guys are taking buys and this and that, listen, I don't put a gun to your head. I'm not responsible for what you do. I'm responsible for the calls that I give you. And if it doesn't pan out, then I'm responsible for those calls. But anything else in that group that you take from other people, that's on you. And I used to be the same way. I used to be in groups and everybody be calling calls, and I'll take every trade that's called. I'll take every trade that's called in a group. If one guy says, listen, buy this, I'm like, okay, I'm buying it. Somebody says, sell this, I'm selling it. Without even looking at what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I'm just taking it because it's called in the group from people that are just in the group. Or you can find the teacups in any pair. It doesn't matter, Robert. So I say this to say this. In that group that I have, I made the group for everybody to talk about this strategy so everybody can master it and learn it. Because obviously, let me look at my phone right now. In this group, there is, let me see how many people are in this group. Let me find the group. Give me 1 second. Let me find this group. There's 772 members right now as we speak in this group. See, Fred, that's why I say that. There's 772 members in this group. And there's people in this group that, are good traders. Because I'm not the best trader. There's probably people that can trade better than me all over the place. And maybe some people in this group could probably trade better than me, right? They probably can analyze the market better than me. But there's 772 people in this group. And I'm going to tell you right now, 771 people in this group don't take out withdrawals every week like I do consistently. So if there's 772 people in this group, and there's only one person for the last basically 12 months taking out withdrawals every Friday, it's me. So are you going to listen to what I'm trying to teach you and show you, or are you just going to run rapid with every call that's put in the group? Because I tell you right now, even the traders that put trades in the group, and there are good traders in the group that put trades in, and you might catch some pips, ask them to show you their history for the last year of them withdrawing. It'd probably be once every 6 weeks. So that's why I tell you, stick to the script. And nothing against Swipetrader, because Swipetrader is good. You got Gustavo on it. You got a lot. Swipetrader, listen, no traders. I lost a teacup this week. I think it was EA. No trader is perfect. No, listen, we're going to lose trades. We're all going to lose trades. But you got to minimize the losses. We're all gonna lose trades. That's just what it is. We're all gonna lose trades. Nothing we can do about that. We're all gonna lose trades. But you just gotta minimize the losses. So if you're 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, that's fine. You're gonna be in profit every week. You're gonna be able to withdraw every week. I say this: teacups are good for 8 out of 10 every week, 9 out of 10. Some weeks 10 out of 10. From what I know. So if you're going to go in the group to do everything else, but stay disciplined and follow what I'm trying to teach you, because if I could have wrote everybody I could have wrote to all my, for the last year, I could have wrote everybody to my sell limit for my teacups. I could have did that. John, I'll get to the moving average and the stochastics, and I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. I could have wrote all the buys to all my teacups for the last 12 months. But I bet you any money that if I would have rolled my buys to my sell limits, right, I would have been 50-50 on those buys to my sell limits. Because again, the market, like I just showed you here, yeah, I have a teacup forming, but this teacup might end up going like this, then coming up instead of this. And then I'm losing pips right here. And all I'm doing is breaking even when it gets to my sell limit and I catch my pips. All I'm doing is breaking even with the money I lost down here because I wanted to buy going up to the teacup. So focus on one thing. Focus on what I'm trying to teach you, because what I'm trying to teach you, again, you can ask, you guys get calls from Justin Adams on Swipe Trades. You guys get calls from Gustavo on Swipe Trades. You guys be on iMarkets Live TV with Lex in the morning at 8 o'clock, or Oren Wright during the weekends, and you can ask all four of them. And a lot of, and you know what's funny? A lot of some of the swipe trades that they be giving you guys are teacups, because I'm in a group with them, and we just talking about trading. And when I see a swipe trade, they'll hit me up like, "Yo, that's a teacup." I'm not gonna say it on the swipe trade, but that's a teacup because I followed your method real quick. So understand that a lot of people are starting to use this method. Gustavo, Justin Adams, Lex, Oren, they're starting to use this method because it works. So don't reinvent the wheel. I made the group because I want you guys to withdraw. That's it. Matter of fact, there's a kid. His name is what's Corinthians? Rashad, right? I'm here in Atlanta, right? So there's a kid named Rashad that's on my team. You know, I never met him, and he came up to me last week. We've been doing events at my house every week, every day, right? So he came up to me, and I did not know this. He left his job April 1st because of the teacups and what he's learned from my teacup strategy. He's doing $1,200 a week, and he's withdrawing $1,200 a week. So he left his job April 1st, and I didn't know that. I'm actually going to put up the video in the group. Matter of fact, tell him to send me the video. Tell him he never sent it to me. So he told me this week the first time I met him. But he's been looking at all my teacup strategies. He's been getting on the webinars. He's been looking at the YouTube videos. And now he left his, and he went to college. It's not like he's a kid that worked a regular job. He went to college, had a 4-year degree in financial advisor. What was it? What he went to school for? Supply and demand management. He went to school. He got a 4-year college degree from a good school out here in Atlanta. And he was able to leave his corporate job because for the last 2 months, he's been studying and doing my teacup strategy. And now he's taking out $1,200 a week. And he wasn't even making that in his job. He's probably making like $800-900 a week. So he stuck to the script. The thing works. Don't reinvent the wheel. I'm not responsible for your buys. I'm not responsible for what you take in that group, because what happens is people lose their money because they take calls in that group. That is not from me. Please do not write on my screen. You'll start taking calls from people in the group that's not from me, and then you lose your money, and then you'll go say, well, man, that teacup thing don't work. But I wasn't me that made the call. That was you taking calls within the group from people. I made the group, and notice that I'm the only one in the single group that makes the calls. So if I made the single group and I'm the one that makes the calls, why are you taking every call that's put in the group by other people? Because then you lose your money. Then you give my group a bad name. Oh, that teacup thing don't work. Well, you didn't even take teacups. You were taking buys. You were taking head and shoulders from other people. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's on you. You're responsible for that. I'm responsible for the calls I give you I'm responsible for the calls I give in my signal group. That's it. Whatever call you take in that group, it's on you. So don't go back and say, well, that teacup thing don't work because you blew your account because somebody in the group gave you a call, a buy, or whatever it was. That wasn't for me. So there you go. You can put your next buy for gold at 1338.45. Put a sell limit there. When the market's open, you can put your sell limit there. So you guys got that for gold. Yeah, 25, Robert. 25, and you could, you know, if you want to trail them, you could trail them. I try to just take 25. That's it. 20 pips, 20, 30 pips stop loss. I try to take 25 pips. And the reason why, you know, your stop loss, you know, a lot of times they tell you, well, listen, you want to take a trade that you only got your stop loss at 10 pips and you're making 100 pips or 50 pips stop loss and you're making 200 pips. The reason why I make it even is because I know my strategy is going to work 9 out of 10 times. So that's why I make 30 pip stop loss, 25 pip take profit. Yeah, the ratio is bad when you look at it, but I know it's gonna happen. So that's why I trade. I've been trading like that. I'm not gonna change for no one. Yeah, I'll go over the indicators. Give me a second. So let's look at this. People do say that. I don't take them. I mean, you can, for example. Let me see if I find one here. I'll try to look for them, but I don't take them. Now, to be in my group, you must be an IMO. You must be an active member at IMO. That doesn't mean that you're active in the group. That means you're paying your monthly membership to be in my group. Because I'm giving my group out for free for the people who are in iMarkets Live. So, you know, you have to at least do that for me. So let's go to EA. There's EA here. So we had an interesting week this week with EA. Right? We had an interesting group with this pair this week. Not really. It makes a difference when you're close to your stop loss. And even last week, we had a couple of trades on GA that I called that hit take profit, but some of the brokers didn't honor it because of the spread, you know, and that kind of sucks. You got to be careful with these brokers. They're the real scams out here. Got to be careful with these brokers. Okay, so we're gonna look at EA because we had an interesting week with this one. So this was interesting this week. So we had our first teacup right here, right? Which I called. We got pips out of it. It was this one right here. I called this. We got some pips. The second one we lost on, which was this one right here because of news. News came out and just did all this. So we caught pips on the first one. There you go. It was your drop down 70 pips, almost 80 pips. We caught this one. But then this one we lost because of the news. Again, I use LMFX, but I think they've been having problems too. I don't know. For the last 2 weeks, all these brokers have been having issues. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of these brokers have been having issues the last few weeks, all the brokers. So let's look at the 4 hour. So again, you look at the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily for the teacups. You could definitely look at the 15-minute, but I wouldn't advise that. But again, that's if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I can't stop you. So right now, EA is at this point right here. So I'm thinking like this for EA on the 4-hour chart. Let me see how many pips is this. Okay, so right now you could say it's at a teacup, right? Right now, EA is at a teacup. Right? Right here. Right here. Right? So I ain't call this, but I will call this. I will call this one right here. This is the one I'm waiting for. Zone. Leaves the zone. There goes your U right there. I'm waiting for this one. Why? Because it's on a downtrend. So it's going to come back here to retest before it drops. This is on the downtrend. So it's going to come here and retest the zone right here and drop. So I'm going to wait for this one. I'll see when the market's open, and I'll most likely call this. And get my charger. So this will be the zone that I'll call the next teacup right here. It looks like it's going to come up here, retest the zone, and then drop. No, the small teacups within a teacup counts for that zone. So, good example. Sometimes you get 3 or 4 teacups within a big teacup. See, a teacup like this has a couple of teacups within it. Let's just say, cool. So right here, yeah, that would be my sell limit right here for EA. Definitely right here. It's already overbought. It's been overbought. It's already up here. It's been overbought. So I'm waiting for it to come back up a little bit, which would be up to right here, and then call the teacup and get the drop. But I call those in the group. Like the gold, once the market opens and I see how it's looking, I'll make the call. So just wait for my call in the group. Wait for my call in the group. I'm not going to miss it. Once the market opens, I'm going to look at it, and I can kind of gauge what's going to happen. So I'll make the call in the group, in the signals group. So, for example, this big teacup right here, right? This one right here, what are we waiting for? Now we see some little ones, right? This is one right here. There goes your drop. Second one. There goes your drop. This one actually gave you 3. Third. Your drop. Then it third or fourth one, like I said, I don't take the third one, but sometimes the third one you still get your pips. Yeah, everybody, like I said, everybody that's on this webinar, keep an eye out on gold and this pair that we're going over right now. So right here, this is 2 teacups, 3 teacups within this big teacup. 1, 2, 3. So let me erase this. You already see the big one, right? We already got the big one out the way. So let's erase this. So this will be your first one right here. That's your first one. Let's see how many pips you got out of the first one. 36 pips. Now, this is the 4-hour chart. This is your first teacup, right? So we already established the first teacup at this zone. First teacup. So we already established this right here, right? So this is your first one right here. So this is number one. Let's put a number one right here. One. So now let's see. You guys see this first teacup, right? On the 4-hour chart, you guys see this one? No. Oh yeah, on this zone, that would be the second one. Yeah, that would be the second one. Actually, it'll be the third, but it's okay. I'm confident with this one, just because of this. But I'm confident with this one, so I'm not worried about that one. This actually be your third, if you look at it. But 1, 2, this will be 3. But the way this is moving on a downtrend, I'm okay with taking this one. I'm fine because I know it's moving on a downtrend. So it's going to come back and retest the zone and then drop. So I'm okay with taking this one. Because right now, it's been going up, up, up. It's going to hit this zone. And you're going to get your 50 pips. Remember, I'm only looking for 25 to 50 pips. If I take it on a 4-hour, you're going to get a good 50 pips out of it. That's what I'm looking for. But again, like I'm saying, I'll look at it, engage it, and then I'll put the call if I'm going to put the call in. So here, right, you have your first teacup right here. So let me erase this. I'll be doing it. I'll be teaching, son. You got to teach these people. So that's your first one, right? So we're going to look at the second one now. This was your second one right here. Look, right here. Boom, this little one was your second one. You see that little one right there? Always look out for those. Those are those come in handy. That's your second one right there. Boom. You got your drop. How many pips is that? 60 pips, right? So 1, 2, and then this is your third. Normally I wouldn't take this third one. So I won't even put I would put the average just to see what you would have caught. But again, I would not have recommended this. You would have caught 100 pips almost, but you know, I stick to my plan. First two, third one I don't take. But you can see how this formed a little teacup right here while waiting for this big one or this one to form. So once the market opens, I'm going to see, because if you think about it, right, this is a 4-hour chart. So this right here is exhausted. It's exhausted. So to bounce off this and touch this zone right here. It's going to bounce and touch it. So it's been going up. It's been going up. It has to. What most likely is going to happen is going to form this teacup right here. Pay attention to this. What's going to happen most likely, form this teacup right here. Then drop down. And go up to here. It's going to form this teacup. Retest the zone. Boom. Y'all see that? So let's see if this would be even worth taking. 45 pips. Yeah, it's worth taking. It's worth taking. So you got everybody sees that what I think is going to happen with this pair. Do you understand it too? It's going to form this teacup, retest this zone, then go to this next teacup up here. Yeah, cup equals resistance. There was a guy in the group. I was looking at the group, and there was a guy in the group that said, well, the teacup is basically, who was it that said in the group? I forgot. Somebody said in the group, oh, the teacup is it's a double top. Who was it that I was reading, because I'll be reading through the comments. Trust me, I'll be going back and reading. Somebody said the teacup is a double top. Who said that? Somebody said that. I don't know who it was, but somebody said in the group that the teacup is a double top. And it is a double top. The teacup is a double top. But you know what's the funny part about that? That when I was trading like that, just thinking about it as a double top, and everybody's, that's what you learn, double, triple top, double bottom, triple bottom. Until I looked at it as a teacup, even though it was a double top, and even though I knew from the beginning it was a double top, when I looked at it as a teacup, that's when it made sense to me, and that's when I started making money. So it's all your perspective about it. It's all how you look at it. Because if it was that easy, once I looked at it as a teacup, I started withdrawing. But the times before that, when I was just looking at it as a double top, for some reason it just wasn't making sense, and I wasn't making money. So once I saw it as a teacup instead of a double top, that's when it came to me, and that's how I started making money. So this is what I see for EA for the week. Somebody put the link up. You got to be in IML, but somebody put the link up for the man. So now people ask me about my indicators. I use two indicators, the 50 and the 4 moving average. The 50, let me put this up for you guys. You guys want to see it? You guys can screenshot it, copy it. Everybody got that? For the people who are new and want to ask me what this moving average does. You guys got this already? All right, I'm assuming everybody got this already. The 4 moving average. It's simple. Four simple moving average, 50 exponential moving average. Yeah, I'm going to go over it. But I'm letting you know why I have it, so you can see it now. 4 and the 50. For a simple, for moving average is simple. Yes. Thanks, Chaz. Appreciate that. All right. So how you use these moving averages, right? Anytime the 4 moving average, right? The 4 moving average crosses the 50 moving average on a downtrend. When they meet here on a downtrend, when the 4 is heading on a bearish trend and it meets the 50 and they connect, you can always sell. And there you go. The 4 meets the 50 on a downtrend. When the 4 touches the 50 on a downtrend, you can sell. And there it goes. When the 4 touches the 50 on an uptrend, you buy. 4 touches the 50 on the downtrend, you sell. Now, sometimes it might loop over. So just pay close attention to it when you do sell or buy, because it could just fake you out and loop over. For example, like this. Look, this is a perfect example. You bought here, then it looped over back to a sell. You bought here, the 4 crossed the 50 on the way up, then it looped back around. So sometimes you got to take a look at it, take a look at it. But the 4 crossed the 50 here on a sell, there you go. The 4 crossed the 50 on a bullish uptrend, you buy. There goes your pips. When the 4 crosses the 50 moving average on the way down, you sell. When the 4 moving average crosses the 50 moving average on the way up, remember the 4 controls everything. So when the 4 touches the 50 on the way down, you sell. When the 4 moving average touches the 50 on the way up, you buy. But just be careful because it might loop over, like this right here. Even though you got your pips, but it looped over quickly. Now for the stochastics, you see at this zone right here, when it's over 80, it's overbought. When it's over 80, it's overbought. So again, you want to sell at the high, buy at the low. You want to buy down here, sell up here. But notice how this blue line is about to loop the red, right? So this is why I said it's going to go up to here, because it's about to loop it. It's about to loop it and go up, and then it's going to go up to here, and then it's going to be exhausted up here. When it gets to this zone right here, it's going to be exhausted. It's going to loop here, go back up, and then it's going to go like this. And touch this zone, and then go back up. So when the 4 moving average crosses the 50 moving average on a bullish trend, you buy. When the 4 crosses the 50 moving average on a bearish trend, you sell. It's that simple. All right, so you see this. So let's go to another pair. Real quick though, if EA does what I expect it to do, right? Just know when it touches this zone right here, up here, we're gonna ride that all the way back down. Traders view, how do you change your indicators to 50? Just go to moving average. Trend, moving average. That's it. GJ, okay, cool. I guess GJ. So again, when EA gets to this zone right here, hopefully it gets there this week. I mean, how many pips is that? From here to here, that's 160 pips. That could happen. That definitely could happen. So we're gonna call sell limit probably most likely here, and then we're gonna wait for it to come up here, and then call this big sell limit up here. And this one we're gonna ride this for 100 pips. I'm gonna give you 100 pip take profit on this one when it gets to the zone. Oh my soul. Okay, hold on. Why is it set up at 5 and 3? Hold on. This should be 14. And 7. I don't know why it was 5-3-3. This would be 14 and 7. K period 14, D period 7, slowing 3. Why was that as? Is there more trust like this? Let me see something. Okay, I guess it was just that one that was like that. Ooh. Being that I just clicked on this for no reason, let's look at this one. All right. Whoa. All right, so this one is nice right here. You know, I realized that EJ gives you a lot of teacups. Sheesh, look at all these teacups. I gotta start looking at EJ more. There's teacups everywhere here. 14, 7, and 3. 14, 7, and 3. So you see all these teacups on EJ right here. There goes one for last week. That would have gave you 22 pips. Actually, yeah, 22 pips. You got this big teacup. This happened Friday right here. All right, cool. This happened Friday. This was news on Friday. Remember how I said news could affect a teacup? This would have been a perfect teacup right here. But news pushed this right here. And that still would have been a good teacup because you only would have been and a 10-pip drawdown. So news pushed this long candlestick, this bullish long candlestick, that was news, pushed it all the way up. Boom. Touched this zone, which was this zone right here. And then boom, there you go. There goes this big drop. All right, so I'm gonna give you some teacups right here. Some pending teacups for EJ. That's one right there. This was one that already formed. I don't know what's gonna happen because the day was over with, but this is one right here. Again, I don't know what's gonna happen because the market's closed. This will be a second one up here. That'll be a second one right there. Let's see. So you could put a sell limit in two different places. Now my rule, if you know me, you know my rule is if the drawdown isn't a big deal, put your next teacup here. Because just in case it comes up to this next teacup right here, it's only a 4-pip drawdown, so it's no big deal. You'll be negative 4 pips if it comes to this teacup right here. One, three, two. Right? So even if you put 50 and 4. So even if you put your first teacup right here at this level, I will put my teacup right here because at the end of the day, it's only a 4-pip drawdown. So I don't want to take the chance of it coming here and then dropping. And then because you got it up here, it never reaches you. So it's only 4 pips. That's the big deal. You're down 4 pips. I mean, you've been down more than before. So I will put my teacup here. 14, 7, and 3. Yeah. So I will put my teacup right here at 1.32359, right? Not 1.32417 because it's only 4-pip drawdown. So you might as well get in early. This is the hour on the EJ. Now, do you see these teacups though? Do you see the teacups that I drew out? Did you see them? Girl has a lot of news. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let me see. Let me look at this app. There's Euro news. Yes, definitely. Yeah. So keep an eye out. Definitely keep an eye out on it. But let's see. So you see them, right, Polo? You see them? Good. That's the whole point. Let's go to GJ now real quick. You always come. No, man. There goes our first one right here. Look, boom. Look at GJ. Boom. There goes your drop. There goes your drop. $95 pips off this teacup. Y'all see it? Left the zone, came back. Left the zone, came back, touched it right here. There goes your drop. Y'all see this? Do y'all see this? This GJ right here. You see it, right? Look. Boom. There goes the U. Boom. There goes your drop. Perfect example why I don't ride the buy to my teacup. Because as you can see, I have a $2 sell limit right here, right? So if I would have did this, right? I would have did this. This is what I thought was going to happen, right? If I would have had a buy here, riding it all the way to here, let's say I had a $2 lot on it. I would have been cursing myself out right now. Right? 65 pips times 2. You're looking at $1,300 around there. I would have been down. Oh, my boy. Shout out to my boy Gustavo on this call. Swipetrader himself, Gustavo. You know it's big when Gustavo gets on the call. You know it's something big when Gustavo gets on the call. But for the people who want to ride it up, look, I had a sell limit. It never came to this teacup. Right? It never came to this teacup. That's why you wait for it, because it might not happen. You wait for it. I would have had a buy. I would have been pissed. Pissed, I would have been. I had a sell limit here, but it ain't come up to it. And I actually forgot until I put this chart that I actually had a sell limit here. So I'm gonna take it out when I can, when the market's open. But that's why I don't ride it up, because you don't know. It might not come back up. So I ain't lose nothing. I don't lose nothing. I don't lose nothing because it never formed. But if I would have had a buy, try to ride it up, like some people, they try to, why don't you put a buy to ride it up to your sell limit? Then what would have happened? I would have been sick right now. So I just don't do that. Yo, hold on. Who wants to hear Gustavo on this call? Gustavo, you got your computer up? You want to share your screen and give some tips? Gustavo is the best swipe trader, hands down. Hands down, he's the best swipe trader. Hands down. Y'all want to hear Gustavo? What happened to the webinar we were supposed to do, Gustavo? What happened? Yeah, we were supposed to do a webinar. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but I was doing a presentation. But we're gonna do one this week. I promise. All right, so we're gonna wait for Gustavo. Who here wants to wait for Gustavo to set up his IMAX so he can talk? I do. Ooh, y'all better put this on. Listen, whatever group y'all in, y'all better put this that Gustavo's about to get on the teacup strategy webinar and drop some nuggets. So y'all better put this up on all your Telegram groups, because it's rare that you got Gustavo. He's up at 11:30 and he's about to get on this teacup webinar. So y'all better put this on the group. Y'all better go to y'all groups and put, listen, Gustavo Swipetrader, Wealthy Pips is about to get on the teacup webinar. He's about to drop some nuggets with his strategy. Y'all better put this in all y'all groups.
Bro, I fucking woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Cause we on live, you know that, right? Ooh, this is about to get crazy. Same New York. Ooh, this is about to get crazy. This is about to get crazy. You got Gustavo on this? Man, listen. Ooh. Ooh. Gustavo's about to get on this. I'm waiting for him to hit me up so I can put him on. But yeah, so you see GJ, and this is the reason why, again, I don't buy it. Because I would have been upset if I would have drew this out again. So I say stick to the script, man. I would have drew this out and bought this thinking it's gonna come up and never came up. So that's why I just wait for it to form. Ooh. So here's another zone for GJ. Listen, guys. This is another zone for GJ right here. This will be a zone right here for GJ. So you see how I left the zone right here? Left the zone right here. Now, hopefully it makes its way back, but we'll be ready for it right here. Y'all see this, right? Because people always ask me, oh, do you it's easy to see the teacup once it's formed, but no, I'm forming myself. So right here. So again, left the zone. It's going to come back around. Hopefully it comes back to the zone. First time it touched the zone after it left, you get your drop. Y'all see this, right? Simple. It's simple. So again, when you ask me, where do I get my teacup zone? How do I know? Right here, zone right here. These two candles right here. Usually it's bullish and bearish. This one is bearish and bullish. That's cool. That's the zone right here. Wait for it to come back around. That's it. I'm going to sit my ass right here. I'm going to sit down in the park and wait for everybody to come and play basketball. I'm going to sit my ass right here with my sell limit. And you're going to just wait for it to come to me. Remember, make these trades. Yeah, once I look at the market when it opens, yeah. Again, don't force the trade. Let the trade come to you. If it doesn't come to you, then it doesn't come to you. There's no big deal, but don't force it. Don't force the trade, man. Don't force the trade. GN, yeah, GN has a lot of teacups. Let's go to GN, because GN be having some crazy teacups right here. Woo, GN be having some crazy teacups right here. You know what's so sad? I didn't even call GN. That's, you know what? This is why I said sometimes I need help from you guys. Because we went over this on Tuesday when I did the webinar at 8 o'clock in the morning. These arrows was from Tuesday. This was from Tuesday. If you guys was on my webinar on Tuesday, I did at 8 o'clock in the morning for like 2 hours. We went over this. This was the first teacup. This was supposed to be the second. It formed on Friday. What day was it? What day was the 16th? Today's what? It formed whatever, and I forgot to call this. We went over this. This was the first one. This was going to be a second one right here. Boom. And look what happened. I didn't even call it because I didn't look at it. Missed out on 223 pips. We talked about it because we talked about this one in this zone right here, 1.96. This was here from Tuesday. This was marked up Tuesday on the webinar. This was marked up Tuesday, and I remember it. I think Gustavo's back in Arizona, so he's getting his computer ready to get on his webinar. Yeah, because remember, this was the first teacup, second teacup, and then this was the third, and I said, don't take this one. And then we was marking it up. We was actually marking it up. And we marked up this one, 1, and we marked up this one. This would be 2. This would be the other teacup on GN, but I never called this one. We missed out on 200-something pips. See, so this was the first one, second one, then there's the third one right here, and I'm gonna show you. First one right here. This was the first one. Boom, right? This right here was the first one, right? Let's erase this one. This one right here was the second one. Second one, right here. First, second, and the third, I always say not to take. Third, look at it. It went up. But we had this. We had this marked up. Oh, my God. Damn, we just missed out on a lot of pips. We had this marked up. We had this. And look, there goes your pips. But there's more teacups on this. I know you guys see it. Zone. Zone. What's your draw? What would be your drawdown from here to here? 18 pips, drawdown, that's fine. Because it's 30 pips stop loss. So those 18 pips, though, that you would have been drawn down when it came back down, look, you would have got 133 pips if you would have wrote it out. There you go. Zone, left the zone, came back. Oh, even better, look. Cool, right? Look. Came back around again. Look, came back around again. Boom. There goes your drop again. First one, second one. There goes your drop. I'm still waiting for them to get me on IML TV. I don't know. I think they bugging. I don't think they want me on IML TV. So you got your first one right here and your second one, right? First, second. We're not going to take the third. I'm not going to take the third. Why? Because I still think it's going to come up to this zone right here. Because we're waiting for this big teacup. This is what we're waiting for. This is what I'm waiting for. It's this one right here. For this second one right here. This is the first. This would be the second. I'm waiting for this big second one right here. Well, I take 25 pips, but if you want to move your stop loss, you can move. You're more entitled to move your stop loss and write it all down. Damn, we had this on Tuesday. Why? This is why sometimes we should just put a sell limit because it doesn't hurt us, even if it doesn't come up to the zone, to just put the sell limit because just in case we miss out on something like this. That's why we should have just put that sell limit on Tuesday when we went over it because worst case scenario, it doesn't hit the zone. We ain't lose nothing. Our sell limit is up there. When you say teacup, you mean dip retracement. I mean, again, all it's doing is leaving the zone. It leaves the zone. It forms a U. It comes back to the zone, and then it's going to drop. Leaves the zone, comes back around, same zone, then it drops. Same thing here. Came back around, zone, there goes your drop. And that would have been, you would have got 80 pips on it. This pair moves the most. Understand, GN moves the most out of any pair. So if you really want traction, if you master this pair, let's say you master this pair, you can make a lot of money just off this one pair. Because this pair moves the most. This could move 200 pips up and down in one day. So now this will be your third one though. So we're not going to take this third one right here whenever it comes back up, because this will be number 3. We don't want to take number 3. You can take it at your own risk, but I'm not going to take number 3. I'm going to wait for number 2 up here. Who agrees with me that we're going to wait for number 2 up here? Let's wait for number 2 up here. We're going to take number 2. This was number 1 right here. You got that drop, right? This was number 1 right here.
There we go. We take everybody.
This was number 1 right here. This will be number 2 right here. Whenever it comes back to the zone, it'll be number 2. So we're going to wait for this one. We're not going to take this one right here. We're not taking this one. This one's off limits. We're going to take the second zone right here and cash this drop. It's going to give you 100 pips minimum, this drop right here. So what we're going to do with this one, I'm going to write it out with you guys. We're going to call this teacup at 1.96196, and we're going to write it down. We're going to trail the stop loss. We're all going to catch 100 pips on this. All of us here. We're going to catch 100 pips on this one. This one's going to move 100 pips down. So we're going to wait for it, though. Remember, let the trade come to you. How do you spot the handles? Well, it's pretty easy because if you think about it, right? If you understand the charts, they go and come to where they was at. They're gonna go up to where it was at before. It's gonna go down to where it was at before. That's all it is. So you just look at the zones where they're gonna go to. This right here is a zone. You already know when it comes back up, it's gonna come back to the zone. So you want to be prepared. These zones right here up here, you know it's gonna come back up to the zone whenever it comes back up. So you want to be prepared that the next time it touches it after leaving it from over here, that you prepare for the sell. Just like how we did the other day on Tuesday. This was the first one. On Tuesday, it was somewhere around here on Tuesday, I think. Somewhere around here, I don't remember, but we was marking it up. It was around here somewhere. We already knew it was going to come back to the zone and drop. We just missed it. And this is on the 4 hour. Let's see what we got on the 1 hour. This one was good on the 4 hour, so that's why we was on the 4 hour for this one.
What do you think we should get? Just leave
Cool. So we just gonna wait for the zone. He's gonna get on. He's gonna get on. Yeah, put the sell limit before it hits the zone. Because what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't hit the zone. Cool. You ain't lose no money. You ain't make nothing. You ain't lose nothing. But when you write it up, and you think it's gonna, let me write up to the teacup zone, and it doesn't go up to that zone. That's when. Let me see. Is he on that? Let me see if he texts me. Gustavo's about to get on. He just texted me. He's about to get on. See what happens when you don't get on these webinars? You never know. Next week, I might have Oren on. You don't know. I might have Justin. I know Justin Adams, Lex Waves, they want to get on one of these webinars with me on Sunday. You don't know who could be on. So, I'm telling you, man, I missed out on a lot this week. I missed out on a lot. Because this I had already, man, listen, I already had this going. I did not call it. I did not call this, man. I was so upset. I had the fibs and everything, and I didn't call this. I think somebody called me and distracted me, and I forgot to call this. Oh, I forgot to call this on Friday. I had it already. Look, this was beautiful, man. This was beautiful right here Friday. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Boom. And I had it, and I did not call it. Look at this right here, man. I hate when I miss teacups, man. Shit, yeah, Gustavo was about to call. I think somebody called in the group. Yeah, somebody might have called in the group, but look at this, man. This is sheesh. Look at this teacup right here. There you go. I had it before this bullish candle. I already had it at the zone. I think Friday what we was doing Friday? We did something Friday, man. We was running around Friday, right? Mm-hmm. I had this and I forgot to call it. I had it like right here, already formed, and I forgot to call it. Yeah, you're right, Shaz. Let's focus, man. You know what it is? I got these 5 guys that came from New York that are on my team, and I did 244 pips. And they've been distracting me all week.
You've been making money all week.
These guys been distracting me. Yeah, grilling, right? Yeah, these guys got me grilling and shit, you know. So lost Friday, they had me running around. I don't know what we did something. Oh, we went to get haircuts. That's what it was. We went to get haircuts early in the morning. That's why. And I had it marked up before I left. And I was at the barber, and the barber was slow as shit. And I totally forgot about it. But yeah. Yeah, we got this for this week. We got this for this week. We'll look for this. Let's look at UJ. UJ on the 4. Let's see. Woo. Look at UJ here on the 4 hour. Let me take these lines out. Let me take all these lines out. Look at this baby on the 4 hour. Listen, hourly, 4 hour, and daily. If you see T-cuts, man, go to the moon with them. Look at this one right here. Look at this teacup right here. But I'm texting Gustavo right now to see if I can switch the screen to his. UJ would. We on UJ now. This is the 4 hour. This is the 4 hour. Boom. And sometimes it might take a couple of hours once it hits the zone. Oh, you still all right? So hold on, let me show you. Y'all see it now? Key, the blue and white line indicators are the 4 and 50 moving average. Y'all don't see my chart right now? Okay, good. All right. So sometimes when a T conforms, and people know this, it might take a day, it might take 2 or 3 hours for it to, drop, but it's gonna drop. And for example, this one right here, UJ on the 4 hour, it took 12 hours for you to get the drop that you was looking for. But this is a nice teacup. Yeah, you got a nice one here on the. You have a nice one here on the daily.
Okay.
You definitely have a nice one here on the daily. Let me take these arrows out. Let's look at the daily right here. Let's look at the daily. Woo! This is a nice one for me. The only thing I'm gonna wait for, this is what I'm gonna wait for, right? Because if you notice, yeah, you got it for the 12 hours. Like, I mean, I'm trying to get I write it out. There was one yesterday that took like 8 hours. I mean, there was one, I think the first GA that I called, it took like 5 hours and it finally did what it was supposed to do. The reason I'm gonna wait on you, Jay. Yeah, this will be the second one. This was the first one right here. Who pointed that out? Man, Shaz is on point. Jeez. Shaz is on point today, boy. He's studying this. This is your first one right here. There goes your first one. You got, let me see how many pips you got there. Gave yourself almost 100 pips. The reason why I'm going to wait for this one, right, even though it's the second one, because remember what I said about the 4 and 50 moving average, right? The 4 right now has crossed the 50. The 4 has crossed the 50 on a bullish trend. So I want to wait to see what happens here because this might shoot up.
No, it's not a big question. It's just a question.
Might shoot up to this zone right here. Or even furthermore, right here.
Yeah.
So, and that's how many pips. So I'm going to wait on this one because
You was gonna share this with me?
that's almost 100 pips.
No, go ahead.
So
Why don't you cut it in?
the 4 and 50 already touched.
I just got learn how to be close to get more plastic.
So when you see the 4 and the 50 touch on the daily, just be careful. So I'm going to wait for this one. I'm definitely going to wait for this one. We did GJ, did EJ. Somebody said you was on the daily. Okay, cool. Let's look at the daily right here. When the 4 moving average crosses the 50, when they connect on its way down, you see right here where it connects. Oh, let me change the color. You see how it connected? On the way down, you sell. When it connects on the way up, you buy. Right here, see? It connected on the way up. When the 4 connects with the 50 on the way up, you buy. There you go. There goes all these pips. Yeah, we went over that, Robert, at the beginning. That was the first one we went over. So let's see right here. Let's look at this. It's recorded, so don't worry about it. It's recorded. So there's 2 zones we want to look at right now. This zone and this zone, right? So yeah, so right now we got 2 zones for U-Swiss, right? We got 2 zones. We got 2 teacup zones. Let me put to like 10. We got 2 teacup zones. We have 0.7. All right, Gustavo's ready. So I figure how can I share this? Yo, Manny, how can I share this with Gustavo?
You unshare your screen. Yeah, you have
Do it.
You have to unshare the screen.
This is Chris Terry.
You have to make him like so he's on a different one.
No, he's on this one. He's on this one.
Make him a host.
Hold up, we're about to get Gustavo on this.
I have mine on Mac. Okay, stop share. What's going on, guys? See if Gustavo can share a screen. If he can't,
Unmute Gustavo. There you go. Oh shit!
Yo, what's going on? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
What's going on? I see some familiar faces on here, man. It's funny. What's good? Everybody can hear me? We good?
good. Gustavo, you miss us from Tempe all the way to Atlanta?
Not really. Not that much. Not that much. Yo, them condos over there look crazy though, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, they're fly. We're about to pick up a condo in August, so that way we could lay low out here for about half the week, and then do the other half a week in New York.
Where I can sleep over?
Of course, bro. Mi casa es tu casa. You know that?
Mi casa, tu casa, pero mi cama, not tu cama.
I'll buy you lunch and fly you out. I got you. Just catch me pips.
Word. All right, so guys, first things first, I want to say thank you to my man Lizaldo. You guys that don't know who Lizaldo is, I'm gonna give him a little brief introduction. This guy, I saw him online, helping hundreds of people become financially free. This guy, he has a crazy background. He was in a company prior to even trading Forex, literally just showing people a different way. This guy, I seen him grow from where he first started with his prior company to trading now. Not only was he trading and helping other people, but he was giving out free value. One thing that me and him really believe in is helping people and really giving people, the nuggets, the information needed. Because I can tell you this little strategy that he's showing you guys, this strategy is very, very consistent depending on how you really go about it. You see, you're not gonna win every single trade, right? You're not gonna come in and have 100% win ratio. But this is the thing: the ratio of winning and losing is gonna balance itself out when you understand the key principles of actually finding your confirmations for the teacup, finding your confirmations to enter at the right time. And you see what's crazy? When I first started this, a lot of people slept on me. A lot of people said, Gustavo, you're a young dude. You don't know too much. You shouldn't be, trying to teach people something you don't know. But you know what's crazy? I realized that at the same time, some people are gonna always give you their opinions when they don't actually see the work that you put in the background. You see, I've been able to do this for the past 2 years now, and I'm blessed and grateful to be where I'm at, because I remember when I first started, yes, I was clueless. I was like, man, why is this going up? Why is this going down? What I remember was, if I learned this skill set for myself, not a single human being can take it away from me. So this strategy that, Lizaldo's teaching you guys, I've seen. Nope, you're a JPY. Let me see. Let me stop screen sharing. Let me show this up. 1 second. Hold on. PNZD. Okay, I got it. Okay, so last week I had a few markups. You guys can see my Telegram, right? Right here we got GBP NZD. I base my markups off the 4 hour and the daily, but I like to mark up on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So you guys see right here, we see a trend that is going what? Downwards, right? We've seen a bullish trend turn into a bearish trend. Now I want you guys to look right here. We see a downtrend, right? We have the strong trend line: 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, right? 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. The thing about this trend line, it was giving me confirmation that knowing that this structure was in a sell. Now, oh snap, hold on. Right. So this other trend line right here, right? The one that's 89400. Let's put this the right way. Hold up. 89400. Okay, so we got a high, low, and another low. I knew if this breaks the high, we take it to this high. If it breaks this low, we're gonna take it to this low. I go to the 4 hour.
Yo, you can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen? Oh, snap. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all can see it now? Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back to that. On the daily, I have a low, another low, a key level low, and a key level high. If I know it's going to break this high, I'm going to take it to this high. If it breaks this low, I'm going to take it to this low. I go to the 4 hour. I grab my trend line from where the highest high is at, and I put it to the most, the most recent high, which is right here, exactly right here. So the previous high of what happened in March 21st extends to April 20th, this past week, right? So right here, of the 4 hour, you see an obvious downtrend happening. As I go to the 1 hour, the same thing here. It's staying within this channel. So all right, what I did, got the high, then you have lows, right? I grabbed my Fibonacci tool from this high, dragged it down to this low. And as you can see, as I look, every time price hit 9, so if I sold up here, because this is where structures have price down here. So for example, I sold here, TP1, 94900 was entry. All right, I go for 50 pips a day. My TV got blasted through, right? 50 pips, it literally, I could do this on any chart, any chart. For example, if we sell here, I want you guys to really peep this. You might learn something. Peep this. High to the low, 78. 1 second. 78.6, right? 78.6 was the entry. I sell at 78.6. And remember how I told you, right? Let's take off this fib so we don't confuse you guys. I grabbed the fib from the entry all the way to this low. You can put it at this low too, because you're going to trade structure. But look at my take profit level. Let's do another one. Let's look at GU. Yeah, hold on. Let's look. Let's see. Hold on. Let me pull up GU because I saw Lizaldo. I'm gonna show you guys the same way I use it on any pound pair, any pair in general. Honestly. Hold on. Let me save this template. Save template. Wealthy Pips 2.0. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna get to the questions in a second. All right. We're 200 deep right now.
They're trying to get on, but we gotta tell you, I wake up early, baby. You never know what can happen on these webinars. You don't know who could be on.
Grind, bro.
Grind it, baby. Let's get it.
All right, guys. So check this out. I go to the daily. All right. I got a high. These are daily levels. Look at this. GU sitting at a very key support right now. You got the high. You got a key level support. Then you have another low here. Okay. I go to the 4 hour. So what happens? If this is going to break this low, we're going to take it to this low. Correct? 4 hour. We see a major downtrend. You want to ask yourself, how do I catch this downtrend? You got the high, you got the low. 38.2 is that level. But look at this. I can't make this up. What do we call this right here? What do we call this right here? You got the what? The left what?
Shoulders.
You got the what? Awesome. All right, check it out. The 38.2 was my entry. 4-3, 100. Okay. Let's look at the even numbers. 4-3, 100. 43, 100. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. All I was waiting for price to come around this area right here in order for me to get an entry because it lines up with the left shoulder, right? Let's pretend like none of this exists here. Don't even look at this. Just look at this. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I got the 38.2, 38.2. So if it holds off the left shoulder, right? But look how much, it barely missed it. It barely missed it. And that's the thing about the market makers. They're going to do that to you. But if you know at the end of the day that this was going to happen downside, right? If you missed the entry here, put a sell stop right here, ladies and gentlemen. You got a sell stop. 42900. You put a sell stop at 42900. Missed the trade by a few pips, which is, look, this right here, the left shoulder, 14 pips. It missed the entry by 14 pips. But why are you going to miss the entry by 14 pips when it's right there in front of your face? So 38.2, it held that level. It barely missed it. Look at that. Literally 4 pips from the 38.2. And you ask yourself, okay, if I sell it, Gustavo, where do I take profit? Okay, where's my entry, ladies and gentlemen? 38.2, right? 38.2. That's all I know. My entry's to 38.2. So I'm going to click on the 38.2 on my fib, and I'm going to drag it all the way down to this low. Look at this, man. My TP is a 61.8, and my second TP is a 50 of the fib. From entry of the 38.2, right here, I take profit here, 130 pips. Look at this. It hit the 61, reacted, went up, came down, reacted, came down again, then broke through. Look at the 50. It literally smashed through the 50. 170 pips. You take it all the way down to the low, right here, 300 pips. Yeah, wait for confirmation. Simple stuff. And look, if you want to base it off structure, look at this. All right, you zoom out. Okay, you got structure right here. You could have took profit all the way down here. But all I did was look at my 61 and the 50. And look, from 38.2. 61, 50. And guys, if you guys don't know, this is something I learned from Oren Wright, but I put my own little twist to it. And it's simple. It's literally simple. You don't have to confuse yourself much because it's something simple once you understand Fibonacci a little bit more into detail. All right, let's do it on another pair. Let's do it on another pair. Somebody give me a pair. You guys give me a pair, I'll do the pair.
Yo. Huh? Oh, I muted you? I didn't even know I muted. How did that?
Okay, I'm back. I don't know why I muted myself. Thank you, Lizardo. All right, check this out, guys. Yes, this recording, it will be dropped in all the groups, so you guys have no worries. So as I showed you guys on the sell side, right, I can show you guys on the buy side how you use the fibs, right? I have the daily. So what do? I look for my highs and my lows. So this low was created. And then this high was created. And then I got this level here. 4 hour. I got an uptrend. All right. Uptrend. And that broke that trend right there. Okay. Okay, so check this out. Price right here is showing an obvious uptrend, right? Uptrend, uptrend. This is what I do. I wait for price to make that low, then create that high. So what I do, when I look for my entries, I grab my Fibonacci tool from this low to this high. Let me change the color on this. What the hell? What the hell's wrong with these fib levels? Hold on. Black, hold on. All right, black. Okay, check this out. This is what I do, all right? Price has a low, creates a high. All I know that this high right here was not gonna get broken just yet, right? Right here, previous high, right? High, low, high. This is a perfect teacup right here, if you really think about it. So this is what I do. In order for me to catch the trend to go up, right? We don't want to miss the bus stop, right? We all want to hop on the bus. We want to leave when the train leaves, right? At the right time. So let's pretend this doesn't exist. None of this exists, right? The only thing that exists is this low and this high. So what I do, I grab my fib from the low to the high. Low to the high. I mark my levels before it even comes down to my key levels. I got the 50 and the 61.8. What I'm looking for is the nearest touch to the trend line. The most nearest touch was the 50. Look at the key level that I have, 93400. I buy support, take is the 50. So as I buy from the 50 of the fib, I take profit at the 61.8 for 280 pips for 365 pips. Simple game. How do you know that it's going to break the high? Well, look at structure. Look at structure. Pay attention to it. Right? It goes up. It doesn't break. Comes back down. Simple breakout. Boom. It comes back to the same level. That it reaches. Let's say you missed your entry here. All right. We'll grab it from the low to this high. To this high. Oh, let me delete this. Let me show you guys a little bit more simpler. All right, this low, this high. This low is the entry, and I'm taking it to this high, right? This high, this high. I wait for price to come to my level, which was the 50. Pay attention to the previous structure, right? It set off the 50 and it came to the 61. But look at the trend line. The confluence plays itself. The 50, it gave me 50%. From the trend line, I'm going to buy it off the trend line. I'm taking it up. So as I buy from the trend line off the 50, I'm taking it here, taking profit at this resistance, 130 pips. Now, let's see. If we're looking for that same entry from here to the high, I'm taking profit right now. If you guys get what I'm saying, drop it.
They can't.
Everybody's catching these nuggets. I see so many sevens. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's pretty simple, guys. Pretty simple. See right here, you know, I gave out a trade. I'll tell you this, guys. I'll keep it transparent, just like, you know, Lozaldo does. You know, we took a loss on swipe trades on this AUD-USD. Let me show you guys why we took a loss. You know, I didn't really pay attention that much to the higher time frames, right? We have this trend line here, and then 4 hour. We got 4 hour support, right? That's the way me and Lozaldo are gonna do it. So like I said, guys, look, the daily was showing me what? Obvious downtrend, right? Downtrend. Obvious downtrend. Let me show you guys this. It's pretty dope. I can't make this up, man. Check this out. Let's pretend this doesn't exist. Let's pretend this doesn't exist. We'll show you guys. Let's pretend none of this exists. All that exists is this high and this low. Right? High, low. Low comes up. You ask yourself, how do I get in this trade? How do I catch that, Gustavo? Look at this fib from the high to this low. Look where it went at. 61.8.
Crazy.
You sell at the 618, take profit at support 230 pips. Take profit 230 pips. You're gonna be mad on a daily time frame. You caught 230 pips, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It took 10 days. So 2 weeks to catch 200 plus pips on the slowest moving pair in the Forex market. Why did I pick that low? Because it's the 61.8 reversal. I sold it, right? Averaged itself from here, loaded a high. Take profits was at the 61 and the 50, right? Perfect example. The 50 was that low. You could have took profit at. Simple stuff, simple stuff, simple stuff. Yeah, looks like magic, right? Looks like magic. Appreciate you guys. So with that being, I'm about to hop off. I'm about to let Lozaldo get back on here and give you guys some more nuggets, because I know at the end of the day, if you guys get nuggets for me and him and you know, other people, you guys, it's all on you at the end of the day to implement this. Like, this is stuff I use on swipe trades. You know, this is stuff I use and show my personal team. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're not holding back.
Let me I think I need him to let me see. Okay. Let me see. All right, so let me get my screen on here. Guys, you guys see my screen? You guys see my screen? Yo, let's thank Gustavo. For real. Let's thank Gustavo, because honestly, for him to take time out his day, remember, he's in Arizona. Now, this is the crazy part. Before I log off, because we're going to log off in a few minutes, because we've been on for a while. Before I log off, I just want to say this. Gustavo is in Arizona right now. So right now when he logged, say it's 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. So let's say he got on like what? Let's say 8:30, 8:45. Let's just say around there. Now he's in Arizona. If he could wake up, and he don't have to wake up. He don't have to wake up because at the end of the day, Gustavo's on Swipe Trades. Gustavo's a Platinum 5,000, about to be Chairman 10. He makes money trading. Gustavo is basically 3 of 3. Makes money trading, makes money residually, right? And he makes money in Swipe Trades, right? So Gustavo doesn't have to be on. It's 8:30 in the morning where he's at, and he's on. So for the people who missed this webinar because you woke up late, and especially if you're on the East Coast, and the West Coast, I mean, listen, I could understand, but I can't understand because I wake up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and I live in the East Coast. So if you really want something, you'll make it your point to get to it, right? And at the end of the day, he's here. He don't have to do this. He's in Arizona, 3-hour difference, and he's on it. So for the people on the East Coast that I do this at 10 o'clock, if you're not on, if you're in my groups, if you're on my team, shame on you. You know what I'm saying? Shame on you, because at the end of the day, we don't have to do this. Gustavo he's a triple threat. He makes 3 incomes off trading. Swipe trade, trades for himself, and he also makes residual income of basically showing this idea to people that want to know how to trade. So you don't have to be on this. So for him to be on it, right? And for the people who are not making money trading, who are just like in the middle, no man's land, some days you win, some days you lose, for you not to be on this, shame on you. Because yeah, I could easily put up the recording, you know, but you know what? I should start not even putting up the recording, because I should make it a must. You know how it was must-see TV? Must be on this webinar at 10 o'clock Sunday mornings. Because at the end of the day, like, it's not fair for the people who wake up early, who get on this, to get on, and then you want to come in all late. When you know my webinar's at 10 a.m., you want to come in all late at 12, 1 o'clock. Oh, I woke up late. Oh, because what, you went out? That's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I just withdrew 13,000 on Friday. I just made 37,000 this month trading. And I didn't go nowhere. Saturday night, I was in my room watching some Scarface. Went to sleep because I had to get on this call. And I know damn sure you're not making the money I'm making trading. I know that. So I already up to date to this month. We still got 8 more days in this month. I think 8 more days in this month. I already made 37,000 this month. So I'm still sleeping here on a Saturday because I have responsibilities to make sure I get up and do these webinars for you guys. So if you guys haven't made no money trading and wasn't on this call, shame on that. Really shows me your level of interest. You know, which, you know, you get out of it what you put in. No matter what you do, you get out of it what you put in. So for the people who not on this webinar, shame on you. Really shame on you. Because Gustavo just dropped. Listen, again, I just learned something from Gustavo right now. His Fibonacci game, like, and you know, Oren, and this is why I tell you, the people who are on this chat right now, people who are on this chat that are on my team in iMarkets Live, think about what he just said. Gustavo mentioned 2 people, Christian Baptiste and Oren Wright. They are on my team in iMarkets Live, and we do all the teaching and trading for our team. So you got Oren, you got Christian Baptiste, and you got me that do teaching in our group, and we got other good traders in my team. Christian is about to be on Swipe Trades. Oren's on IMO TV. So think about that. The people that are on my team that's on this chat, on this webinar, they should all be making money, because Gustavo mentioned 2 names of people that he respects as probably 2 out of the top 5. I say in IMO, 2 out of the top 5 traders in IMO, which is Chris, Oren, me, Gustavo, and I'll say Justin Adams. Top 5 traders, and 3 of them you have on my team in one group, which is me, Gustavo, Christian, and Oren. So you should be making money. Everybody should be making money. Oh, hold on. Is that Darwin Lopez there? Hold on. Let me unmute Darwin Lopez. Hold on. Let me mute, because this is the guy. Who wants to hear Darwin? Who wants to hear Darwin? Who wants to hear Darwin talk about trading? Let's get Darwin. Let's get Darwin. Let me get Darwin here. Talk about trading. Let me unmute Darwin.
So,
Mr. Lopez, how you doing today?
how you doing, Lashana?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm
Let me tell you something. Darwin, I'm not gonna front. Darwin's one of the guys that always tells me, Lou, if you're not withdrawing, don't talk to me about trading. Darwin used to always be on my ass about that. If you're not withdrawing, don't talk to me about trading. It's very true. You could talk to me about trading all day long, but if you're not withdrawing, then I'm basically talking nothing.
I'm not talking anything because in order for you to even make money, you guys have to find the setup, take the setup, all right? Make the money, right? Make profit. You got to close the trade. If you leave the trade open, hoping you'll hit $1 million or you're going to buy a Ferrari, it's not going to happen. You got to close the trade, right? Either you're going to keep compounding your account until you reach your goal because you should have a game plan prior to even starting to trade, right? So if you don't break down your account and how you're going to compound it, you're never going to compound it, right? Because if you have goals, if you have pretty much goals without a set date and set increments, how you're going to do it, it's just a wish. You're wishing your account's going to grow that big, right? So you guys need to set down your goals. You guys will need to set your goals. Like, guys, it's so simple. You guys trade 3 days out the week. For those 3 days, you guys are going to say, okay, I'm going to catch 50 pips each day. That's 150 pips each week you're doing on your own. Or 100 pips each day. That's 300 pips a week. On a standard, that's $3,000. And it's just taking setups, not entering the trade and just boom, 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 stacking orders. It's not about that, guy. It's about taking that one setup, taking it patiently, taking it slow, taking it one trade at a time until your account, 2 teacup 50 pips per day, yes. And then you stop trading. Right? Because you're looking for the next setup, right? You let the market come to you guys. You guys don't rush the market. You guys let it come to you. You guys have it set up. Just like he has it set up, next entry right here on the teacup strategy should be 98 to 200 on USD CHF as a sell limit. Right? So that's his next entry. He's not going to chase the buy until the sell. He's going to wait until the sell comes to him. Right? You're not chasing trades, guys. Understand the market's going to keep moving. You guys are going to find another setup. You guys are going to find another opportunity to make money. You guys don't have to go that one setup that you guys missed, or you guys don't chase the market, right? You guys let it come to you guys. You guys do your homework, set it, and you guys get it. You guys don't look at it, right? Understand trading is pretty much 90% mental, 10% skills. All you really got to do is set the charge up and don't touch it. You guys don't really got to follow the trade, chase the trade, stack orders. No, guys, humble yourself to your whatever your account size, your account balance is at right now. If you guys humble yourself, wherever your account balance is at, you guys will be able to compound. If you guys don't humble yourself and you guys want to follow people do on Facebook and Instagram, on social media, their account balance might be higher than yours, or they might not care about the money that's in their account balance. You, on the other hand, you might last $300 in your account that you can't lose. Because if not, you gone for trading for the whole month because you got to pay bills, right? So you guys want to pace yourself, and that it's not about what your account is at this week or next week. It's what your account's going to look like 3, 6, 9, 12 months, quarterly. How it's going to look like. What are your goals for that quarter? Set yourself goals. Teacup strategy is pretty cool. I incorporated with other stuff because that's market structure. So market structure, I pretty much blended in with some moving averages, divergence, and some Fibonacci's. That's what I do. Because look, you place, look, I'm going to write on your screen right now. So
go ahead. You look, you're the one who told all of us how to trade. Go do what you got to do, Playboy. I'm just here listening, man. I'm just here listening.
Place a Fibonacci. Look. Place a fib, Lou. Lou, you there?
Yeah.
So, place the fib starting from there and extend it down here.
The fibs?
Yeah.
All right.
So start from right
here?
Yeah, start from there. Yeah. So look.
No, low down.
Nah, this is far. Put it all the way down. Yeah. All the way down. All right. So the next entry point will be on the 161.8, and you see how it matches up with the teacup strategy, right? So look how perfectly it matches up on the 161.8. Like this right here is your target to sell. This is going to be up here. You have the Fibonacci confirmation, you have the teacup confirmation, you have market structure, you have price action. Like you guys have all the confirmation in the world just to take this trade as a sell right up here. All right, you see how Fibonacci is very key to trading. You see how it perfectly matches up and tells you what the future price is going to be. And you guys see it right here, 161.8 is telling you. If it's going down, 161.8 would be a buy. Oh, yeah, it's crazy how trading works, guys. Look how, like, that wasn't even me. That's how it just works. It just works. It's set up to where, so where the high of this week, right, all the way to the low of last month. Actually, this is month. So these 2 months will tell you what's going to happen on the third month. The third month, on an extension, there's going to be a retracement up here. So this is where the most action is going to happen. It's going to come up here. It's going to come, whoop, drop.
And that's why I said that's what we was before Gustavo got on. We was putting these two zones for teacups, and that's the zone. Look, and look how everything is true. How everything matches up.
Like my strategy, his strategy. Like you guys gotta see, like that's two confirmations right there. Like what more other confirmation you need to take this trade? This is like a guaranteed trade right here. This is a trade you would risk instead of 5%, you risk 10-15% of your account. That's the nugget I'm gonna give today. You know, Fibonacci is really, really key to looking for extra confirmation. I hope you guys understand it, and I hope you guys pretty much just practice it. I hope you guys have Kevin, Gustavo. So pretty much, I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. You guys go to church. I'm gonna see if I go to church, but pretty much this is the entry point right here, guys. Remember that. So you're gonna write this down in a notebook. Sell limit was DCHF 98, 200, 258, 0.98, 300, 300. That's just your sell limit, right? Your risk is gonna be on the daily time frame, so your risk is gonna be about 75 to 150 pips because of the time frame that you guys are on. All right, that's going to be your stop loss, and then your take profit going to be pretty much 75 to 150 pips on one trade. Lou, thank you so much for having me on this call. Appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do and teaching everybody the teacup strategy. And teacup Lou.
Yo, I appreciate this, man. Yo, man, this is crazy. We got Darwin Lopez on, man. And again, the simple strategy, the fibs that Gustavo was teaching you, what Darwin just said, and the teacup just gives you all confirmation right here. So those are three confirmations right there. Yeah, please only put Gustavo and my links on. Please, only put Gustavo and my links on. Don't put nobody. I don't even know. I thought they were just putting. Yeah, please, people. Do not put nobody else's. Just put me and Gustavo's. Please, just put ours. Maybe I'm going to give you guys my Instagram to follow me. If you don't follow me, see how I live my life through trading. But I want to thank Gustavo and Darwin Lopez being on. Did you guys put a one? This is right now, it's 187. And then people be leaving early. I get they got stuff to do, but it's 187 people on. Put a one if you learned something today. Put a one if this hasn't been the most fire webinar you've ever been on as far as trading. You have me. You have Gustavo, who's the swipe trader. You have Darwin, who taught me and kind of Gustavo how to trade. Really, he really taught Gustavo. He taught me, how to trade. So think about that for So you had so many people on today. So I want to thank everybody that was on today. I mean, listen, those guys took time out their schedule to be on. You know, I started this webinar at 10 a.m. It's 12:51. I gave you 3 hours of my time that I can't get back. 3 hours of my time that I can't even get back. So understand when you do this and you learn how to trade, pass it on to people, because you know Darwin is in Arizona, just like Gustavo. They don't have to be on. You know, they don't really have to be on to do this. So appreciate the people that are on right now. Appreciate the time that we took to do these calls. And yeah, you might be like, damn, it was 3 hours. But let me tell you something, it was 3 hours worth of knowledge. It was 3 hours worth of things that can help you this week. You can start today and start making money just off the stuff that I taught you, Gustavo taught you, and what Darwin said. So don't look at it as, man, I was on this call for 3 hours. Look at it, man, I got 3 hours of valuable time. You know how much me and Gustavo and Darwin could charge for this? Like if we was to charge people that are not in iMarkets Live, you know the money we could charge for us three to be on the session? Think about that. And you guys are getting it for free. And for the people who are not on, that is on these groups, that are on Gustavo's groups or my groups, or on my team, or Gustavo's personal team, or Darwin's personal team, shame on you, because at the end of the day, we already make money trading. I'm not going to say we master the skill set, because you still need 10,000 hours to be a master of anything in life. But we make good money. We make a living off of, if you follow my Instagram, you follow Darwin, you follow Gustavo, which I know most of you guys probably do follow them. You see their lifestyle. This lifestyle is created through trading. You know, Darwin's a chairman 50. Think about Darwin's a chairman 50, collecting $50,000 a month, and he still got on the call for a couple of minutes to give you guys some nuggets. Appreciate that. You know, we don't have to do this. Tell people all the time, we're gonna make money regardless. We know how to trade already, but we want to help everybody else get to where we're at. Who doesn't want to make withdrawals every week? Who doesn't want to make withdrawals every week? So I'll be on again Sunday, 10 a.m. I'm gonna see if I put the it's every Sunday at 10 a.m. If you live on the West Coast, I know it's 7 o'clock in the morning, but you know what? The people who live on the West Coast, you guys wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to get ready to go to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if it's a big deal to get up on a Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning, when you get up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning during the week to get yourself ready, cook some breakfast, and then go in your car and go to work in the West Coast, you can get on my webinar at 7 a.m. There's no excuse. Because we all go to work, whether you live in California or New York, we all usually go to work at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. We got to be at work. So that means you're waking up early. So there's no excuse for that. Unless you're working at the time, something else, there's no excuse for you not to get on and get these nuggets. Because I'll show you this week, I'm gonna call some fire teacup signals. You already know that this U switch that we was going over on the daily, you know, before Gustavo got on, I was actually putting in the numbers for the teacups. You already know that's gonna be a nice call for us. GN is gonna be a nice call. A gold, we have a couple of setups for this week. So again, you don't have to trade. You don't have to make 100 trades to be successful. Take a couple of trades a day. Make sure you get your pips and get out the market. The whole goal is to remember, withdraw. Trading is a hobby until you start withdrawing. I'm gonna say this again. Trading is a hobby until you start withdrawing. So, like I said before, Darwin got on, people will talk to me all day about strategies, about, oh, they trade. Listen, if you're not withdrawing, you're talking on deaf ears, because I'm not going to pay attention to you. And Darwin Lopez was the one who got that in my head. Like, Lou, I don't care how much you know about trading. If you're not withdrawing, I don't really care what you're telling me. So that Darwin drew that in my head. If you're not withdrawing, then don't talk to me about trading. Because obviously your strategy ain't working because you ain't withdrawing. Is that a fact or is that a fact? If you're talking all this trade stuff, but you're not withdrawing, then what are you really talking? You're not relevant. It's not, what you're doing is not working. And Darwin, I remember one day I went to Darwin. I said, Darwin, I'm doing this. He said, are you withdrawing? I said, no. He said, then why are you talking to me about trading? It's nothing to talk about. until you withdraw, then whatever you tell me doesn't work. And that was a cold reality for myself. That was a cold reality for myself. Like, wow, damn, he just, part of my language, shitted on me. You know, part of my language, he just shitted on me. So that was like a cold reality. That hurt my feelings. But that motivated me. That motivated me to be like, you know what? I'm going to show Darwin that I withdraw. I'm going to show Darwin. And I got to thank Darwin for that, because now I withdraw every week. And been withdrawing every week for the last year. So, you know, if you're not withdrawing, yeah, you could call a call and you can make a couple of dollars Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday and Thursday, you're back to zero. You're back to square one. What's the point? You know what we're going to do? Starting this Friday, right? Starting this Friday. Not even starting this Friday. Starting next Friday. We're going to make it a habit, right? I'm going to share how I grew my car. I'll share it. We're going to make it a habit of showing withdrawals. Even if it's $20, even if it's $10, if you got a small account, it doesn't matter. I want you to get into the mind frame of withdrawing, because even if you withdraw $100, psychologically, now you expect to withdraw. Because even if you withdraw $100 every week, or $50 every week, or $30 every week, psychologically, your mind is already gonna expect for you to withdraw that next Friday. So let's get in the habit of taking less trades, being more profitable, and withdrawing, whether it's $20, $30, $40, $50, it don't matter. Let's just start withdrawing and watch how that builds through time. Watch how that builds. Watch how your mindset changes, because you're gonna expect. See, there's a difference between me, guys. Listen. There's a difference between me, Gustavo, Darwin, and most everybody on, and most people that trade. You guys hope to withdraw. We expect to withdraw. See the difference? You guys hope to withdraw. We expect to withdraw. So get your mind frame in that element that you expect to withdraw. Not hope I withdraw. You expect to withdraw. Not hope you withdraw. You expect to win this trade. Not hope I win this trade. Now I think I got 800 people in my Teacup strategy group. When I call a signal, that's 800 people, give or take maybe 700 people taking the call. So if I'm putting these calls out, I'm confident because I expect to win the trade. When I don't win the trade, I'm like, wow, what happened? I didn't win a trade. You guys, when you lose a trade, you expect to lose the trade. And when you win, you're like, oh my God, what happened? How did I win? There's a big difference. That's all psychologically. That's all psychological. When you expect to do something, when you expect to win, you're going to win. Can somebody put the Teacup Telegram group in here, please, for the people who are not in it? So trading is all about patience, right? The keys to trading, right? We're going to go over some keys to trading before we get out of here. Discipline is number one. You got to have discipline, right? Discipline, right? Which leads to patience. You got to have patience and discipline. Patience and discipline you must have to be successful in trading. You must be mentally right to trade, psychologically right to trade. These are the key things for you to be a successful trader. You're not gambling. People be like, oh, that's gambling. No. You're analyzing the charts and you're making a proper decision on where it's going to go. So it's not gambling. When you tell yourself, oh, I'm gambling, then you're not going to win trading. You're going to lose because it's not gambling. So discipline, patience, mentally, psychologically, you got to expect to win. I want every trade you guys take this week, whether it's on the demo and you analyze it yourself, to expect to win that trade. And you would 9 out of 10 times win the trade. How many of you guys, and you could put it one, be honest, when you put in a trade that is not called by me or somebody that you respect, when you put in your own analysis or you put in a trade, you hope that you win, that you take profit. Be honest, put a one because I went through that where when I put in a trade, I hope I win the trade. I hope this is right. And be honest, because you can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. So if you don't put a 1 up because you're trying to like lie to me, it doesn't matter. You still gotta look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day. You can lie to everybody here, but you can't lie to yourself when you look in that mirror. So we want to get you from I hope I win this trade to I know I'm gonna win this trade. And if you lose the trade, you're like, wow, I lost the trade. You're surprised to lose the trade. So we got to get you over that hump. We got to get you over that hump. So I hope you guys, like I said, this week, man, we dropped so many nuggets, like just Gustavo be on them. Next week, I might have Justin Adams on. I might have Oren Wright on. I might have Lex Ways on. I'm gonna try for the next 4 weeks. I'm gonna try to have a guest trader on that I respect. And I might even have. I might have a Quillen Black on. I don't know if you guys know who Quillen Black is. Forever and Profit. I might have him on next week or two. We're talking about him hopping on his webinar. So if you guys know who Quillen Black is, he might be on his webinar. Like I got people that really, Q is Q, yeah, on my Instagram. For those who don't know, Q is a monster trader. So I might have a guest. I'm gonna have some guests. Oren Wright. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna have next week for sure, I'm probably gonna have me, Oren, and Chris Baptiste. Now, a lot of you guys might not know Chris Baptiste because he's not on Swipetrader or iMarkets TV. Oren Wright is, but Chris Baptiste catches the most pips. Besides Gustavo, is Chris Baptiste. Him and Gustavo are neck and neck for who catches the most pips. And people who are on my team, they'll vouch for Chris Baptiste. He is, and the head and shoulders that Gustavo was talking about that he learned was from Chris that's on my downline. And Oren, the fibs, he learned from Oren that's on my downline. I'm going to have them two on next week. So you better tell everybody next week you don't want to miss this webinar next week at 10 a.m. because I'm going to have Chris and Oren Wright. I'm going to have Oren do the first hour because Oren does the 12 o'clock I'm on TV. And then I'll have, we call him the market maker. We go Chris Baptiste, the market maker. He'll be on the second hour. I'll do a little teacup for half an hour, then I'll let Oren go, and then I'll let Chris go. So I'm going to try that. And then the week after that, I'll have Justin Adams, who's a swipe trader, and Lex Graves, who's on IML TV. I have those two on. So, like I said, I'm going to have guest traders on because, it's not only my strategy that's working. There's a lot of different strategies, that works. And I want you to get other traders' perspective. So 10 o'clock next Sunday, I'll probably put up the group from 200 to 300 for next week. As a matter of fact, Gustavo just texted me that he wants to be on next week too with all of us. So listen, oh my God. Next week, you got me, Gustavo, Oren, and Chris Baptiste all on one webinar at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. next week. Gustavo, me, Oren, and Chris Baptiste on the same webinar. So yeah, I might have to put that room up to like 500 people. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it. I might have to put. Wait, hold on. Wait, because Lex just hit me up and Justin that they want to try to get on too, all of us next week. So hold on. Wait. Wait, hold on. Guys, think about this right here. Next week, from what I'm getting on my text, Lex, Justin, me, Gustavo, Oren, and Christian, and Darwin just texted me that he wants to be on. So that's 8 traders right there. That's 8 amazing traders next week that want to be on this webinar. So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna upgrade to 300 because you know what? I want to make this exclusive. I want people to really get up and be on this. So next Sunday, I'm gonna confirm during the week on the chats, but it looks like it's gonna be Gustavo, Darwin, Oren, Chris, Lex, and Justin Adams on this webinar. So it's like, you see how DJ Khaled is DJ Khaled and Friends? Is the Solid Tomorrow's Teacup and Friends. So next week's webinar is Mr. Teacup and Friends. That's what we're going to call it, Mr. Teacup and Friends next week. Because all these guys, listen, all these guys that are coming on next week, technically, analysis-wise, are better traders than me. They all. I say this all the time. I humble myself. Yes, I got a strategy that works and it's dope. It works for me, working for other people. But these guys, as far as breaking down the market, breaking down the charts, they are better technical analysis traders than me. So these guys are about to be on next week. So I'm going to be a student. Next week, I'm going to get my notepad, I'm going to have my pen, and I'm going to talk for the first 10 minutes, and I'm going to put the lineup together. We're going to talk with them and put the lineup together. Everybody's going to have probably 25 minutes to speak on trading. So next week, guys, put it on your groups next week. Put it when you get off, or even right now, put it on all the groups that you're in, right? That's where iMarkets Live. Next week, 10 a.m., you got the links. If you guys got the links through the groups, you should have the links should still be on there for this week. It's the same link. But if you want to take it, edit, and put next week, all-star lineup. That's May 1st. We're going to bring in May Good. Next week is, I don't even know what day is next, the 29th of April, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern. The who's who of iMarkets Live traders will be on this. So remember, broadcast this, start from today. Even if you have to put it once a day in your group, in the groups, even the groups that you're in with me. Gustavo, Darwin, Justin Adams, Lex Ways, Chris Baptiste, and Owen Wright, all on the same webinar next week. So you don't want to miss this. Yeah, I got to upgrade it. Right? I got to upgrade it. But I'm going to upgrade it to 300 because I want it to be, I want people to, exclusive. I want hungry people on. I want people that really want this to be on. I want you to wake up and not be like, and I'm not going to record it either. Oh, I'm not recording it. So just I'm letting you guys know I'm not recording this next week. I am not recording this. So if you're not there, you know, sorry. So I'm not recording this. You know, I might not even give out today's recording for the people who wasn't on. I might not even give it out. I might not even give it out because I feel like, you know what? People should not do this when they feel like doing it. You know? People shouldn't just want to get up whenever, okay, let me see the recording, I'm good. Nah. Make this must-see television, must-see webinar. You know, if I take my time out to do this, right? I pay for these Zoom stuff. If I take my time out to show you guys, then you should take your time out to get on this call. It's Sunday, bro. People go to church. Oh, you know what? God save you guys right now. Who's that? Cameron? Yeah, you're right. So you know what? I'm gonna give y'all a pass, but don't act like everybody here goes to church either, because I know not everybody here is going to church. Some of y'all went to the club, some of y'all went out and gonna use the I gotta go, I went to church as an excuse. Not everybody, trust me. I know y'all. Some of y'all gonna be BSing me like, oh Lou, I went to church. Send me the webinar, man. I went to church. Listen, if you went to church, I want to see you take a picture of the pastor or the church when you're in there. Send it to me next if you want the recording next week. Send me you sitting down. I want to see you sitting down. Just take a quick picture of the mass. Don't have to be the pastor or the minister, whatever church you go to, right? Send me a quick picture. And no Photoshops either. Send me one, right, that you at church, and I'll send you I'll record it. I'm going to record next week. I'm going to record it. But only if you went to church, only if you had to work, I'm going to send you the link for it. That's it. So you no Photoshop on that, because I know a lot of you guys are gonna be lying about your. Some of you guys don't have no church in you. You guys don't even look like church. You guys like you never spend a day in church. I know you guys, some of you guys personally. I've seen some of you guys. I know some of you guys never went to church. Don't lie to me now. Don't lie to me. So, you know, next week, again, the All-Star of All-Stars will be on. Appreciate you guys being on. Have a great Sunday. I'm gonna do another Teacup webinar Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Tuesday night, 10 p.m. I'm going to do one so we can just go over the rest. We can see what's going on Monday and Sunday and Monday on the charts and Tuesday morning. So Tuesday night, should I do it Tuesday night? Yeah, I can't do it Wednesday night. I have an event. So Tuesday night, I'm going to do another Teacup webinar just to go over what's happening already for the week and to go over the rest of the week. So, guys, This is recorded. This one was recorded. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Should I give out the recordings to everyone, or should I not? For the people who wasn't on, should I give them a break this week and give them this recording? Give them a break. All right, I'm gonna give everybody a break, and I'm gonna give them this recording. But next week, I'm telling you right now, if you're not on, you better have a doctor's note for me to give you that link for the webinar next week, because that's gonna be crazy. We might shut down the server. We might shut down the server next week.
Really?
We might shut down the server. So yeah, I'll record Tuesdays, no problem. So guys, see you next week. Appreciate you guys being on. Put a 1 if you learned something today. Before I close this out, just put a 1 for me. Show me some love. Follow me on Instagram. Show me some love. When I'm doing this, put me on your Instagram stories. Shout me out. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love, because again, I show you guys a lot of love. So appreciate it. And I gotta actually take a shower and then do another teacup strategy webinar for we're doing a live event here in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta, we're doing a live event today, and I'm going over my strategy at my building. So if you're in Atlanta, text me, hit me up on the side. I'll send you my address. You can come. I think, what time it starts, Diego? Starts at 2?
2 o'clock is the presentation. Training will be at.
Okay, 2 o'clock is the presentation. 3 o'clock will be the training. So I'll be up at 3 o'clock because I have something to do. They eat them? Okay, cool. So, okay, cool. So, guys, I'm about to take a shower. Appreciate it. At me at Instagram. I'll follow back. If you don't have my Instagram, let me give it to you one more time. Follow me. I'll follow back. I'll show you some love. I appreciate you guys, man. Trust me, I really do. You know, you guys, because of you guys, I'm going to get on, hopefully I'll get on IMO TV. I don't know what's going on, but
I was just going to say, let's get Lou on IMO TV, guys. He deserves it.
So, you know, I want to thank you guys for making these webinars and making this strategy cool. Hit me on the side, T. Whoever's in Atlanta, hit me on the side, and I would definitely send you the address for that. So, love you guys. See you Tuesday, 10 o'clock next week. If you got on here late, everybody blast it on the groups. Everybody blast the webinar next week on the group. Lex Ways, Justin Adams, Christian Baptiste, Oren Wright, Darwin Lopez, Gustavo Analiz, and yours truly, Mr. Teacup. Blast it on the groups. Let's shut down the server next week. So I'll see you guys next week, man. I'll see you guys next week. All love, man. Have a great week of trading.